After helping hundreds of people to launch, build, and grow their book coaching businesses, we have a very good idea of what works. And the 7 steps that I'm going to present to you here are the ones that everybody has to go through to get to the place that they want to be with a great business. So the first one may seem simplistic. Believe that you can do it, but it's actually the most important one. If you have never run your own business, or if you've been sort of kind of freelancing and sort of kind of helping people and not being very systematic or intentional about your processes, you may not believe that you can do it. You may not think that you have what it takes. And that faith is really important to this process. So many of us have to overcome a sense of being an imposter at many different points in the process. And as you build and grow your business and you become more successful, and maybe you start making more money, maybe you start speaking on bigger stages, taking up more space in the world, it becomes more and more difficult to believe that you can do it. It's just something that we see in everyone over and over again. I was running a really high-end, very successful book coaching business before I came all the way over to the author accelerator side of things. And there were days when I wasn't sure that I believed in what I was doing, or where I would land a really amazing client and I would think, oh, I hope I don't mess this up. I mean, it's just a part of doing this work and of serving people and of wanting to do it well. And that doubt and that disbelief is kind of goes with the territory. So we have to come back again and again and again to our confidence in ourselves and our belief that we can do it and that we have what it takes. And then if we don't have what it takes, we'll figure it out. That we know how to learn, we know how to do this. There are many skills we can bring to this. So that is step 1 for sure in launching, building, and growing a good book coaching business. Step 2 is to set realistic goals. It's not realistic to think that you're going to start this and then in the next 6 months make a huge amount of money or have a big roster of clients. That's just not realistic. It takes a while to build a practice and to build a business and to build your muscle and to get this all going. And different people come to this work from different places. They bring different experiences, different skill sets, different things talents that they can share with their clients and help to grow their business. We don't know where you're coming from or what you're bringing to the table. We have people in our community who have come from academia. We have people who've been librarians their entire career. We have people who've been lawyers. We have people who are writers their own selves. So many different kinds of people coming from so many different places. And the goals that you set are going to depend in large part on what you're bringing to the table. The way that we tend to break it down is like this. We have identified 5 levels of book coaching businesses. So level 1 is going to be somebody who's never taken money for their services. They're brand new to this. They don't have any clients. They have to start from zero. And that's a fine place to start. It's where a lot of people start. So knowing that that's where you are will help you set realistic goals. A level 2 coach is going to be somebody who has begun to get some momentum and they've got a few clients, but they want a more consistent stream, or they're not sure where their next client is going to come from. And maybe they're nervous about that and they really haven't quite hit their stride and they're trying to level up to a level 3 coach. A level 3 coach is a sweet spot in our community. It's where a lot of people want to be, where they're doing work that they love. They have enough clients that they want. They're making the money that they want to make. Everything is going according to plan and they're right where they want to be. It's a great place to be. And not everybody wants to move beyond that. Staying at level 3 is fantastic. It is a great place to be if that's your goal. Maybe you have other things going on in your life, like you're a writer and you've got those projects. Maybe you're a parent and you're raising children. Maybe you've got a full-time job and you're doing this on the side. Whatever it might be, if this is your goal to get to level 3, you can absolutely do that and just know that that's where you're shooting for. A level 4 coach is going to be somebody who's ready to leverage what they know. And by that, I mean they are going to start building courses. They're going to start building workshops. Maybe they'll start a podcast. They're going to start speaking places. They're going to start to come into more power and a bigger presence in the world of publishing. And again, not everybody wants to do that, but there are people that do want to do that. And we have folks in our community who are absolutely at that level and really happy to be doing that. And then level 5 is going to be somebody who is really killing the game. They're becoming a thought leader in their own right. They're organizing their own community and becoming known in a really big way in the world for their expertise. And we have coaches at that level as well. So you can see from this ladder that there are a lot of different places to land. And you want to set realistic goals for how long it's going to take you to get there and what it's going to take to get there. You're not going to go from a level 1 to a level 5 overnight. That's going to take time to build, probably years to build up to that if that's where you want to go. Now, you may be coming into our program with a lot of experience and expertise and getting ready to be at level 3. And our systems and processes and frameworks are going to help you nudge up from level 2 to level 3. That's a great goal as well. So it's just being realistic about why you're doing this, what you're bringing to the table, and what you want out of it. And realistic in a really specific way is how you set those goals and then can adhere to them. It's an important part of success is to know what success means. I love this quote from Michelle Cox because she talks about turning her business into a profitable effort in a short period of time. And I remember when Michelle set her goals, because it was so specific, she wanted to earn the tuition to send her daughter to private school. That was her whole goal, and that's what she wanted to do. And she did that. She absolutely did that. She put her child through those years of school, and now she's running a really strong book coaching business that is a much bigger goal than she had when she started. But in the beginning, that was the goal, that she wanted profits, she wanted them fast, and she wanted a certain amount because that was what she had identified as her goal. So a really successful outcome for someone who knew exactly what they were doing. The third step in this process of building a successful business is to find your zone of genius. Your zone of genius is a place that I define as where you're doing work that you love. You're having fun. You're good at it. You're really helping people. You're loving it. You feel like you're hitting your stride in everything that you're doing. And you're doing work that's valuable for your clients. And by valuable, I mean they value it. They are ready to pay for it. They understand the value that you're bringing to them, and they are wanting to give you money for it. So you're serving people in a way that they need. And then the third component of your zone of genius is that you're making money. It's got to be sustainable for you to offer, or you're not going to be able to stay in business. So you've got to be able to get your packages and your pricing right, which we'll talk about in a minute, to make it all work. So finding your zone of genius is work that happens over the course of doing our program. You start thinking about who you like to work with. You start actually working with people in those practicums and realizing, wow, I really don't like that, or I really like this. People have so many revelations during the course of our course because they're actually doing work. They're out there doing it. And so they can experience that and start to define what types of work they're going to like best and narrowing down who they're going to work for. That's the real key here. Your zone of genius is not, I'm working for everyone doing all the things and anyone who will come to my door. It's, this is what I love and I'm good at. This is what clients need who I'm going to serve, and this is how they're going to pay me for it and how I'm going to sustain my business. So we help you with this finding of your zone of genius in a course called the One-Page Book Coaching Business Plan Challenge. And you can take that now if you would like. The link on this slide will take you there. It's a $99 course, and you are welcome to take it now while you're thinking about becoming a book coach. We present it to you again after you're certified, and it's very interesting to do it again at that point once you've gone through the course, because it's another way to refine, to define, to really embrace what it is that you're going to do, and then we build on it from there. This course used to have another name, and Barbara said that it helped her pull together the pieces of launching, managing, and growing her business, and a perfect follow-up to the certification course. She feels like she matured in her business acumen, and while there's always still more to do, that is for sure, she knows what the steps are, and the course has given her confidence to run her own business. And that's what we are designing for you and what we intend to deliver to you. The fourth step in the process is to develop solid packages and pricing. And this is an entire universe to think about and to work on. And there's many, many steps to it. And that is part of the book coaching startup kit that you'll get as soon as you're certified. You'll start thinking about what your packages and pricing is going to be. We have a system where we develop 3 core packages and then a lead in, they call it a lead magnet or an easy offer to get to those 3 packages. And our coaches have done that and designed that in their own way, in different ways and different styles, and depending on who they're serving and what their zone of genius is. And we will help you find your path and your steps with this framework as well. After you're certified, this is what we help you with. It's the roadmap that we give you to build your business in this way. The 5th step is that you've got to figure out how to market your business. And a lot of people freak out when they hear this. They're like, I don't like marketing. I don't like social media, or whatever their reaction is going to be to the idea of marketing. But marketing doesn't have to be slimy. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be upsetting. When you think about marketing your business as helping those clients that you've designed your packages to serve, you know that you are giving them something of true value that they want because they want to solve a particular pain point. Marketing becomes much less fraught. It's much more about making your offer available, inviting people in to take advantage of what you have, and it can become quite fun. We have had a lot of people in our program go from saying that they hate marketing to saying that they actually quite enjoy it. And that has to do with finding the thing that you like. If you're not all about posting on Instagram, don't post on Instagram. Marketing is not social media. It's not the same thing. The way that I like to talk about marketing is in these 4 buckets. No matter what you're marketing, you're going to be using word of mouth and relying on word of mouth. And it really is the gold standard. If you do nothing else in your book coaching business other than get good word of mouth, you can probably build a really solid business. The reason is you help one person, you really help them solve a particular problem, they're going to tell their friends. Writers don't work in isolation. They're out there in writing groups. They're out there in online forums. They're out there in conferences. They're connecting with other writers all over the place. And if you can help somebody, they're going to tell somebody else. So doing good work is the first pillar of good marketing, is just doing a good job at your book coaching work and defining what the outcome that you're going to help that client achieve is and helping them get there. That's the core of good marketing. So that everybody's going to be doing that to a certain extent. The second pillar is producing useful content. So content can be anything that might help your ideal client. It might be a PDF. It might be a checklist. It might be a series of little videos. It might be actually what I'm doing right here is producing content for you. I'm producing content to help people decide if they want to be a book coach and to help them see what book coaching is. And this is quite an elaborate content development undertaking because we have quite a lot of videos, we have quite a lot of slides, we have quite a lot of material. It's a complex undertaking. Yours doesn't have to be so. It could be writing a weekly newsletter. It could be writing a monthly newsletter. It could be, it could be speaking or doing webinars or appearing places. It could be, if you don't want to be on social media, it could be appearing at a local library or school, or doing something to connect with readers in a group. Writers in a group that you're already a part of, and offering your services, being generous. Content is a lot of different things. And a lot of our book coaches love to produce content because a lot of us are writers. We like to write, we like to think, we like to design, we like to teach, and that bucket is quite natural for us. The partnership pillar is about making meaningful connections, and that can be with anyone. It can be with your fellow book coaches, where you're going to pal together and do a presentation, or we have coaches that have gotten together to run retreats, or people who pass off clients to each other. If one person likes to do one part and the other likes to do the next part, they have a really nice progression where they pass off to each other. Those are the kind of partnerships that can be really excellent. There are other kind of partnerships, endless number of kinds of partnerships, depending on what you're doing and who you're doing it for. And those can be really powerful ways to amplify your work. A partnership can be appearing on somebody's podcast, maybe several times. It could be writing blog posts. There's so many ways. Sometimes that bleeds over into content, because writing blog posts and being on podcasts is producing content as well. So these are not totally separate buckets. They're artificially pulled apart in this way. But I think it's helpful to think about marketing in these terms. The last, I will make myself small here so you can see the last one, paid exposure. I put this term on anything that you might do with your time or your money. You can pay with time. For example, our book coach, Samantha Skall, has become a prominent volunteer in the Thriller Fest community. Thriller Fest is a big conference with all the thriller writers and mystery writers coming together, and she has led their pitch process for a number of years now, and does some writing for them as well. She's a thriller coach, and she devotes her time to that. And so I call it paid exposure, because she's paying with her time. You might do the same thing if you're volunteering at an organization that you like, if you raise your hand to be a leader, if you, a host or something in a community. It could also mean actually paying. It could mean buying an advertisement, running Facebook ads, buying an ad in a conference brochure or catalog. So it's something that you do with your time or your money to get more exposure and bring eyes onto your business. Now, you can tell that when we talked before about the 5 levels of book coaching, you're not going to probably jump right in and start doing partnerships and paid exposure if you haven't even started coaching and getting good word of mouth or developing good content for your ideal clients. It is a bit of a progression, and it does take time to lead up to those things. But there's amazing opportunities out there, particularly if you narrow your niche down, which is what finding your zone of genius is all about. If you're out there just saying, I'm a book coach, I help anyone, I do all the things, that's not going to distinguish you. You really need to find the thing that you're good at, that you are uniquely qualified to do, and that everybody is going to know about. Everybody at Author Accelerator to begin with, and then rippling that out into the world. And that's the way good marketing works, is you do good work, and you do it for a lot of people, and you do it consistently, and that's how you're going to build your business. The 6th step in launching, building, and growing a book coaching business is to keep taking small, meaningful actions. This is the only way that works. There's nothing big and bold and splashy that you can do to launch your business. It may feel like it in the beginning because it might be daunting or scary or whatever adjective you want to put on that. But launching is not, it's not like opening night of a big show. It is consistent small actions that you take over and over and over again. Pamela Slim, who's the author of the book, The Widest Net, that is the name of her book, The Widest Net, uses the term tiny marketing actions, TMA, tiny marketing actions. That's the same thing as small, meaningful actions, just taking little bits. James Clear is all about this. It's about the consistent habits that you do to get you to where you want to go. Running a business is iterative. It is, you try over and over and over again. You try something, see if it works. Try it, see if it works. You have to keep putting that content out. You have to keep talking about what you're doing. You have to keep doing it over and over and over again, really until you are tired of talking about the thing. It's not like you can just put something out one time and call it done. You keep taking these small, meaningful action steps. It's the thing that works, and it's not super sexy. It's not super splashy. It's just the work. What I love about this step in building a business is that it's exactly the same step that your writers are going through as well. They have to write 500 words, 1,000 words, the next scene, the next idea, the next page. That's how they're going to write a book. That's how you're going to build a business. And the thing about it is, this is Samantha Skull actually talking about that. She says, I've never run my own business before, let alone from a different continent than my friends, family, and clients, and during a pandemic. Having you all in my corner has been incredible. Having constant support has been huge for improving my confidence and solving problems as they came up. So I love her description of this because she was in Switzerland during the pandemic, and she took consistent, small, tiny actions over and over and over again to build that thriller fest connection that I talked about, to build her thriller business. She's recently built an amazing small course at the front of her marketing funnel. She just keeps iterating over and over and over again, a little bit at a time, trying and trying again, and thinking and doing it and improving her confidence, solving problems over and over and over again. And she has a really solid level 4 coaching business now. That's the way it's done. It's the way it's done for everyone. So just getting in the mindset of the work is going to be slow and steady, and we're going to show you what works and what you can do. You're going to figure out what works for yourself and continue on that path of doing it over and over and over again. The 7th step is to surround yourself with other people doing the same work. And this may seem very self-serving of me to say because I run, after certification, a membership of certified coaches. But the thing about it is that it is such incredibly amplifying experience to be among other people who are doing this as well. You can jump in on every day and say, hey, I have this problem. I have this issue. Has anyone encountered this? What should I do about this, that, or the other thing? And whether or not you're working with your first client or your 400th client, someone's going to jump in and have been there, be able to help you. You don't have to figure it all out by yourself. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've all been there. We've done it. There's hundreds of us in there who are helping and brainstorming and sharing our experiences together. Not too long ago, we had a call on one of our revision, which is a masterclass that we do after certification. We had this call on revision, and we were helping somebody solve a problem that they were having, spending too much time on revision. And people were coming in with all different frameworks and pricing and strategies and packages and helping this person solve their problem. And it was so powerful and so beautiful, and it really just works. I don't know of any other community of book coaches that is like this. We are tool agnostic, which means if you're using different tools that you're bringing from other places or other industries, that's okay. We all have a shared language because we've been through the same training and we've learned some of the same tools like the blueprint and the inside outline and that sort of thing. And we can speak that same language with each other, but it is the only book coaching community of its kind, and the only way to get into it is to get certified. We did that on purpose so that our community is full of very serious, very intentional people, and we would love to have you join us. This happy picture is from when we did an in-person retreat in my hometown in 2022. We are planning virtual retreats for the foreseeable future because our community has gotten so big and we want to accommodate everybody who wants to be at that retreat. So we're running it virtually, but it is just a happy sign of the kind of community that you would join and the support that you would enjoy, and that last step in building a great business. These are the 7 steps that, again, we've seen everybody go through. We know that they work. We know that you can adapt them to what your unique situation and your unique experiences are. And we are here to walk you down that path and to show you how it's done and to give you the tools and resources to help you get there.